Welcome to part 5 of Let's Play Midnight Rogue by Graeme Davis. At the end of the last part, I was about to read paragraph 178. Here we go. You finally come to a small chamber carved out of the bedrock and devoid of ornament except for the occasional patch of bluish-green mould growing on the walls and ceiling. In the middle of the chamber there is a chest on the floor, flanked by 2 statues of armed warriors, apparently carved from some kind of translucent crystal. On the other side of the room is a door. As you approach the chest, one of the crystal statues starts to move. It draws a slim, needle-like sword of crystal and steps between you and the chest. You must fight the Crystal Warrior. Crystal Warrior, skill 10, stamina 13. When you win a round of combat, turn to 169. Okay, let's have a look at the picture. There we go, very nice. Very threatening. There we go. Okay, so skill 10, stamina 13, Crystal Warrior. Okay, Crystal Warrior 10, 13. There we go. Okay, my skill is 12, so let's do this. 10 plus 4 is 14. I get 20, so 14 to 20. There we are. Puts them down to 11. And that means we've won a round of combat and we're turning to 169. If you are using a stone axe, the Crystal Warrior is wounded. Conduct the rest of the combat normally. Crystal Warrior, skill 10, stamina 11. If you are using any other kind of weapon, the Crystal Warrior is unharmed. You realise that you need a blunt weapon to wound it. Conduct the rest of the combat using the pommel of your sword, deducting 2 points from your attack strength. If you win, turn to 99. Okay, do we have a stone axe? And we do have a stone axe, there it is. That means we're using it. Plus, of course, as I won an attack round, I add 1 to my attack strength for the next round, so that still applies, of course. Okay, so 10 plus 11 is 21. I get 19, but that goes to 20, but he still wins, so 21 to 20. So that means I don't, or rather I can't, use, or rather give myself an extra point on my attack strength next time. Okay, so 10 plus 8 is 18. I get 21. So 18 to 21. Puts them down to 9. Okay. 10 plus, but now I can add an extra point to the attack strength. 10 plus 11 is 21. I get 21, but it goes up to 22 because I won the last round. So 21 to 22. Puts them down to 7. Oh yeah, bronze helmet plus 1 skill. Okay. 10 plus 4 is 14. I get 20, which goes to 21. So 14 to 21. Puts them down to 5. Okay. 10 plus 5 is 15. I get 23, which goes up to 24. So 15 to 24. Down to 3. Yeah, next one. 10 plus 10 is 20. I get 22, which goes up to 23. So 20 to 23. Because we both got 10. Puts them down to 1. 10 plus 9 is 19. I get 19, which goes up to 20 because I won the last attack round. So 19 to 20. Really is handy, that, I must say. Although it just makes the game easier, I suppose. Anyway, that's the end of that. That's the end of Mr. Crystal Warrior. So let's remove any buzzing, should there be any, and carry on reading. Okay, so we won, and we're turning to 99. The first Crystal Warrior lies shattered on the floor. You watch the second slowly, but it does not move. You take a look at the chest. It is securely locked. Turn to 360 if you have picklock skill. If not, you cannot open the chest. Leave the room and turn to 316. Okay, we do have the picklock skill because we have a lock pick. There it is. Or rather lock picks hyphenated. So therefore we are turning to 360. Here we are. As you pick the lock, a jolt of electricity lashes up your arm and throws you across the room. Lose 4 stamina points. Okay, puts me down to 16. There we are. If you are still alive, you open the chest. Inside is a disc of black obsidian, almost a foot across and so highly polished it reflects the light of your torch like a mirror. You reach in to take it. Turn to 182 if you have spot hidden skill. If you do not, turn to 20. Okay, and there's the jolt of electricity. Although it shows a key, not a lockpick, which is interesting. Although maybe that lockpick looks like a key. I don't know. I don't know everything. Anyway, so do we have the spot hidden skill? Yes, we do. So we are turning to 182. You see that the disc is resting on a fine silver wire which runs out of the chest and connects to the ankle of the second Crystal Warrior. What will you do? Will you cut the wire, turn to 41, try to lift the disc without setting off the trap if you have pickpocket skill, turn to 208, if you do not, turn to 49, or will you leave it alone and go to the door, turn to 316? Okay, we do have the pickpocket ability, so we're going to try and lift the disc without setting off the trap, and we have pickpocket skill, so we're turning to 208. Yep, we have pickpocket skill, so we're turning to 208. Here we go. Painfully slowly, you lift the disc off the silver wire. Nothing happens, and you breathe a sigh of relief. Note the obsidian disc on your adventure sheet. It counts as a backpack item, and turn to 316. Okay, so we have an obsidian disc, and we've reached the maximum capacity of our backpack, but we do have an obsidian disc. There we go. And now we're turning to 316. You go through the door into another rock-cut chamber and find that you have reached the hiding place of the Eye of the Basilisk. The huge yellow gem stands on a black stone pillar in the centre of the chamber, and a column of light shines from an unseen source, engulfing the gem and the pillar in light from floor to ceiling. You are elated to have come to the end of your quest, but your elation is tempered by caution. There is bound to be a final trap of some kind. What will you do now? Take the gem, turn to 269. Throw something to knock it out of the light, turn to 130. Try to block the light, turn to 292. Okay, and there is the Eye of the Basilisk. There we go, lovely picture. It's in the spotlight. Okay. We're going to try to block the light and turn to 292. Here we are. What do you have that can be used to block the light? An obsidian disc, turn to 87. A black cloak, turn to 308, or something else, turn to 397. Okay, we're going to use an obsidian disc and turn to 87. Carefully, you move the obsidian disc into the light. I'll just say I've used it. So, used. Anyway, carefully, you move the obsidian disc into the light. As the light strikes the disc, it is absorbed and the disc is unharmed. You reach carefully beneath the disc to take the gem. The disc is very heavy to hold steady. That's a poem. That's a rhyme, rather. I'll say it again. The disc is very heavy to hold steady in the light, one-handed, and it begins to waver. Roll 2 dice. If the result is equal to your skill score. If the result is equal to your skill score or less, turn to 214. If not, turn to 380. I keep expecting it to read, if the result is equal to or less than your skill, but it doesn't. Anyway, if the result is equal to your skill score or less, turn to 214. If not, turn to 380. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we fail this, we have to test our luck, and if we fail, then it's death, and if we're lucky, quote unquote, then we just lose 4 stamina, and then we just have to keep repeating it, I think. Anyway, so our skill is 12, so we need this dice roll to be 12 or lower, which it is, of course, because it's guaranteed. Anyway, so that's that. Now we're turning to 214. Because the result was equal to or less than our skill, because we got an 8. So 214, here we come. You keep the disc steady as you reach in beneath it to take the gem. Withdrawing the disc from the light, you hold the gem in both hands. You can hardly believe that you have passed the test. Then you look at the gem more closely and your heart sinks. There is a crack in one side and a small bubble in the middle. The gem is a fake, a worthless piece of glass. Turn to 400. As you stand looking at the fake gem, a secret door opens in the back of the chamber and out steps Rannick, followed by several other prominent guild members. They are all smiling. Yes, I know it's a fake, grins Rannick. The whole job was, but the dangers were real enough, and you used your skills and equipment well to overcome them. You've passed your test, and the Guild Council, whom you see here, has no hesitation in admitting you to full membership of the Thieves' Guild of Port Blacksand. Your disappointment turns to a choking mixture of elation and relief as the other thieves crowd round to congratulate you. I still can't get over the fact that there's pretty much the equivalent of a thieves' university, a university for criminals. I just cannot get over that. Anyway, there they are. There's Rannick and the other thieves. What about this merchant Brass, whatever his name was? Did he exist? I don't know. Anyway, that's that. That's the end of the book. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was fun. Yeah. Pretty good book, actually. Again, one of the I got a comment saying this degenerates into a dungeon crawler. Pretty much, as I said in the last video, there's not much more these books can be. If they're medieval, it's the setting. If they're medieval fantasy, they're going to be dungeons, castles, or forests. If they're futuristic, it's either space or a post-apocalyptic wasteland. I mean, there aren't many things going on here. Anyways, that's that. Thanks for watching Midnight Rogue. Next videos are definitely going to be, well, assuming I can get it working, of course, but 99% chance it's going to be, no, 95% chance, let's say, the original Golvelius on the MSX. So I really want to play that because the Master System version, which I love, of course, was based on that game. The MSX is a really good computer. It's slightly graphically it's slightly worse than the Master System, but the sound chip seems to be the same, which means it's really good because I love the sound trip the sound chip rather on the Master System, obviously. So yeah, really looking forward to doing Golvelius on the MSX for the third time. Actually, I've already completed it twice. Completed it a year ago, and completed it in readiness for this about a couple of months ago. So I might be a little bit rusty, but it's not as difficult as the Master System version, and by difficult I mean difficult to know where you're going. It's sort of a smaller game, but some of the dungeons and the bosses have their moments. But regardless, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So I might die a few times, I don't know. But we'll see. Anyway, hope you can join me for that. Thanks for watching again, and goodbye.